Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Own Your Image, Effortless Style, Branding, and Extraordinary Confidence. Today we have amazing mom and daughter-in-law duo, Miss Carla and Erin Mathis. Carla, like I said, and Erin are a mother and daughter duo with a company called The Style Core. They provide style coaching, training tools, really to empower people with personal image and walking in that. And we have them here today.
Yes, Erin is an online coach and has been featured with her TED Talks, The Power of Image to Transform Your Life. They have been working together for over 15 years, 10 in Los Angeles, and now they are settled in Northern California. Welcome, ladies. We are so super excited to have both of you here. As we get started, let's chop on how quarantine life has been going for you.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for having us, ladies. We're honored to be here and be a part of your video summit with some pretty awesome speakers.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how's quarantine going for you?
Actually, I kind of like it because I'm getting so many to-dos done
Yes.
on my list, and I'm a list person, so that's very exciting. However, it's sad because I train. I had to cancel China. The people from China had to cancel from Malaysia. I had to cancel my trip to Brazil,
Yeah.
and that's very sad to me. Because the work of personal image needs to be, I like to train people to train people to train people so we can make a difference in the world. And so that's sad.
Yeah.
But my to-dos are, I'm glad. So that's how it is. How's it been for you?
Yeah, for me, overall good. Thankfully, I do online style coaching. So I'm working with people all over and just as busy as ever. Everybody's slowing down, getting their to-dos done, and I'm carrying on with the online style coaching. So that's been great. However, I do have younger kids at home, so it's an adjustment, and we're having some more family time, but it's been good overall. Yeah.
And you're developing new ideas.
Yes.
She's so creative. It's so
Lots
exciting.
of ideas always.
I love you guys together. So about these creative ideas, tell us and the audience a little bit more about your brand, how you guys came together to be a duo. It's so much more empowering and helpful when you have two people. So just let us know how that worked and how that all came together.
Yes, definitely. Do you want to talk about how you started in the industry?
Well, yes, I started so many years ago that we don't even want to talk about it. I had my colors done by Suzanne Cagill, who started the color industry in 1942. And I was teaching English in 1960. And I was given a gift of Suzanne, and I felt so empowered that I wanted to do this work. She didn't think anyone else could, so I just observed and thought, and then tried on my own and found, wow, I can do this work. And then over the years, it's just, I wrote a book because there was no way to say how to look at each individual as a beautiful work of art. You either had to look like somebody else thought you had to look, but you couldn't look like you. So I took 10 years to write a book, The Triumph of Individual Style, that's used kind of as a Bible in the style industry. If you guys don't have it, you have to get it. You can go on it.
Yes, we do. We need to put it in our carts today.
Okay, so, and then tell how you came on.
So, I married her son 22 years ago, and I was always kind of a fashionista, but at the time I was a graphic designer, and we began working together. I started as the creative director and then marketing director and then kind of running the company. And all the while getting mentored by this, amazing teacher and learning so much. And I had always kind of loved styling people. And so I really got like the formal, scientific training and the hands-on training. And we're a family business. So we just help people.
Well, the thing is, Erin became my stylist because I think every image consultant needs an image consultant.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And so she's my stylist. I don't buy anything without her approval.
Well, you
And
look
then,
amazing. So
Thank
Erin, you're
you.
doing great.
thanks to Erin.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I think that it takes a bit of humility, which was a little hard for me, I must admit, to say, okay, I don't have it all together. I need help.
Yeah.
We all need help. It's just, so that's what we do. We help people feel more confident in the body they've been given, and we teach the language of affirmation, how to create visual harmony for anybody.
Yeah.
And a lot of what we teach goes deeper into what you guys were talking about earlier when we chatted, the psychology of style and really the inner person and how you reflect that through your image, your style, your colors, your hair, makeup, the whole thing. So
over the years in working with people, I realized that we are a world culture of the unaffirmed. And we aren't affirmed in our being rather than our doing, because usually our parents didn't know how. They weren't that affirmed. And so the work we do now has so much to do with who you are deep in the inside, and who are you designed to be, and how can we let you know, and how can you let the world know that you are so special.
Wow.
Right.
A lot of great points there.
Right.
Lots of great points.
Healing, almost a healing through.
Much into healing. Yeah.
Yeah, we've both been on a long journey of inner healing and therapy. It's just so many tools to find that wholeness, faith as well, spirituality, and that's one of the reasons why we can bring the work we do and the way we do. That's why we can work together, because we've done our work and worked on boundaries and communication and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's really it's healthy, and we can live together and survive in a beautiful way, much like families used to do hundreds of years ago. And it's a lovely thing.
That's
to
beautiful.
be a part. Yeah.
That's really beautiful. Speaking of, humility and being able to be in harmony and live with each other and boundaries, how important are your values when building your brand?
Yeah, very important. Like, it's got to be authentically you, especially now with personality brands. The way business has gone, brands are being built around personalities. So goodness, it's got to be authentic, or else it's going to be a huge strain. So your values need to come through and shine through your honest values. So what do you think, Carla?
Well, it's honesty. But my years ago, I did some values clarification, and what my values are faith, beauty, and health. So when you find out who you are deep in the soul, like how you've been created to be, then you can create an exterior of clothing, accessories, interiors. I do interior work also, interior design. And then you are healthy. When you feel like you are in your own skin, in your own being, and you let the world know who you are, your life works better.
Yes.
More health, there's more freedom. So I guess freedom is really big.
Right. Freedom to be who you are. I love that. Freedom to own who you are and be who you are.
It comes from the value of beauty. You have to create a sense of your own beauty, and then create your beautiful environment in which to be. It's like every animal has its own environment, right?
Right.
Right.
For him or her. And we do too. So it's helping our clients realize who they are and how special they are.
That's
Did I
good.
say
How
that?
did you take that into account with your values? How did you make sure that they were incorporated into your brand as you were building
Yes.
and as you continue to build?
I think we've done the work to really think about it and articulate it and write it down. And you know, values kind of evolve and change over time. So even just as recently as this last year, I did an online course, and just again, you know, thinking through what are my values and how are those going to be reflected in my brand. For example, you know, one of my values is to be real and honest. So in my and our personality brand, we do try to share the real parts. I mean, for example, our Instagram account, you know, it's not all perfect. It's not completely raw because, you know, it's like the public, but at the same time, you share real struggles. And that's part of my value of vulnerability and being real. So, you know, I've shared posts about different things I've struggled with in my life. I don't want people to think that it's just this picture perfect story. So that's just an example of, okay, there's a value, and that's how I'm going to express that in my brand by being real.
Really, really good.
That's really good. That's a great tip for business owners for sure.
And knowing that it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, there's someone watching or looking, and they're in that same exact space and trying to perhaps get out or find a solution to change. So allowing yourself to be vulnerable ultimately helps someone else. So that's really good. Speaking of which, and I know we kind of touched on this, but do you guys really connect with the message when you look good, you feel good? Is that something that you connect with, and how do you get that message conveyed to your clients and the people that you're speaking into?
You want to speak to that first?
Thank you. She's so polite. The answer is 100% yes. I do believe that how you feel about yourself makes such a big difference. And I recently had the opportunity to give a TED Talk, and I was talking about how psychological research has shown that the clothes we wear affect our behavior, our mood, our confidence, even how we interact with other people. There's actually, it's kind of a phenomenon that they call enclothed cognition. So the clothing affects how other people perceive us as well as how we feel about ourselves. And you can extend it from clothing to just your whole image and your style. It affects how you feel. So so yeah, 100%. I know, you know, for me in my life, I've struggled with depression at times, and I've used many tools to sort of help me, you know, overcome that and get through it. And one of the tools I've used is my image. If I'm feeling really down and I just put myself together and I go out into the world and I bring an energy that's maybe different than I'm feeling inside, it actually changes the dynamic around me, changes how I feel, it changes how people respond to me, and it helps. It's one of the things. It doesn't cure you, but it helps lift you. So
to tag onto that, a client psychiatrist has used our work with her severely disturbed patients, and she helps them dress in a way that society will accept them and on a more normal scale. And as society accepts them in a more normal way, they are able to move to a more healthy state of being. So even medical psychiatrists have used this. Not often do many, but she has, and it's been really, really, really helpful. Yeah, I tend to be a Pollyanna, and I don't get depressed. So I'm so happy about that. So I just always feel good. I don't know. I think that's a gift.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
it
a
is.
gift.
The people that
People that rubs off over here. Because wow, that's an amazing,
That's amazing.
gift to have. And I think, especially for a time like this,
Right.
so many of us, the whole world is quarantined in some shape, form, or fashion. And knowing that we're all dealing with the struggles, but you can still get up and show up, and by getting up and dressing up and feeling good, you can change your circumstance. You
Right.
don't have to, I know sitting in my PJs has a different effect, more so than getting dressed and
Yeah.
putting on a little lip gloss. It's like,
Yeah.
I may be just going to the living room, but at least I'm cute in the
Right,
living room, So I think that's a really, really important message for people watching that are in their homes. You can get up, get dressed, and you will see the difference that it makes.
I spent over 2.5 years, over a 14-year period, in hospital as an infant and child. So I had many times of isolation, and I learned to observe, and I learned to
That's
be
good.
grateful for what I had, not what I didn't have.
That's
And
right.
it's also made me very sensitive to how everyone else is feeling about who they are. So that intuition, when we first spoke before we recorded, we talked about, I said, golly, you two must be intuitive. And you said, yeah. But that intuition is a way to connect with the client almost immediately and connect on a deep level. So there's trust and faith, and that we're safe, and that we have their very best in our hearts. And that's been really helpful. So I think that's probably why I feel good all the time, is that I'm so grateful.
Yeah,
That's
gratitude.
beautiful. That's being grateful is the key to life. I feel like you said, it's the key to really staying healthy and happy in your spirit. Like just being grateful for where you're at, even though it may not be where you want to be at. It's just being grateful for the process and the journey.
Yes.
So
That's it exactly. How did you get so wise?
I'm just taking the tools and tips from you.
Right. The journey will unveil certain things, where you have to start learning and understanding, and like you said, being an observer.
Yes.
And mainly also an observer of yourself too.
Yeah.
Really looking in the mirror and diving deep into what's going to bring you that joy and gratefulness and so on and so forth. So that's really good.
I can observe, I would think probably you have experienced this, but you can really tell how someone feels inside when they come in the room.
Yes.
Or when you see their closet.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The closet tells a lot.
A lot.
It tells a lot.
Yes, it does. So speaking of closet, how would you describe your personal styles?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I would say my style is probably chic, polished, feminine, a little bit modern. And we kind of teach this process that helps people find their authentic, what we call their style archetype. And it's a really fascinating process that we take our clients through and each other through. So that would be my style. What do you think yours is?
Well, elegant, unique, relevant because of you. Thank you very much.
Iconic
and inspiring.
Yeah.
And so the fact that I'm 80 years old and
What? Wait a minute.
I was hoping she'd drop that, because isn't that amazing?
Wow.
So and my goal is working through 114. And I just had an interview with a doctor this morning, and she says, I think you'll probably make that. So
yeah, wow.
So
wow. I am like awestruck right now. This is, wow, you look
Super
phenomenal.
inspiring. Super inspiring. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, more of us are getting gray hair or letting the gray come. And especially with being not able to go to this beauty salon, there are a lot of zebra stripes out there. So we might, more people might say, well, maybe I'll just give up and go gray. If you go gray, you have to be relevant. You have to have a little pizzazz or you become invisible.
Yes.
So
Good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Oh, we're learning so
I
much.
know. This is great. So what is your favorite piece of clothing? What makes you feel most confident?
Yes. And why? Why does it make you feel most confident?
what do you think?
Ooh, that's really hard. I'm trying to think if I have a favorite piece of clothing.
While you're thinking,
Okay.
I love the pieces in my closet that are unique, that sort of no one else has, but they aren't odd or too weird. I don't do weird. Like I love these polka dots. I think they're great fun.
Yes.
And then I have these little round dangly earrings that are also kind of fun. But at the same time, it's got to have an elegance. So that's what I love. Or so comfy jammies.
Ooh,
Yes.
One or the other. It's either comfy jammies that are really pretty, Erin helps me with that, or really sort of eye-catching. See, I don't mind being noticed. So that's what confidence does.
Yes.
When you have confidence, it's okay if someone looks at you
Right.
and goes, wow. And you don't say, oh, what's wrong? No, if you have confidence, you say, oh, I'm so glad. And Erin, you have that. You have that confidence, right?
Thank you. Oh yeah, I think so. Most of the time. Yeah, I can't think of like a favorite piece of clothing, but for me, it's just like when I feel it's a good fit, it's comfortable. I'm super big on comfort. So even when I am more like put together and out and about, fancy, I'm still big on comfort. So my favorite pieces are definitely like sleek and chic, but also comfortable and functional. So that's what I look for in my outfit when I put together my outfits.
She does the most amazing looks with flats. I just
Oh,
can't even imagine doing high heels.
Yeah.
So
how do you teach your clients to feel confident in their clothing when they come to you and they're
the first thing is to take them through the identity exercises that we go through. So they really see that they really know who they are. So I used to think I had to know everything. Now I realize I don't have to know anything when I work with someone. Yes, I have a background of knowing a ton, but I have to ask the right questions because they know. You know deep down, maybe you've never been able to articulate it, but our work draws what you know out. So you can articulate and then make your choices. So once you understand what it is about you that's so special, then it's easier to have confidence.
He teaches this really fascinating method of discovering who you are visually, what you're attracted to by selecting favorite images from art, nature, interiors, exteriors, and then analyzing what do you love about that visually, what are the qualities, and then we help our clients apply that to their style. So just knowing that what you love visually is coming into your style, those qualities, that's big on confidence. The other piece is helping them put it together in a way that's polished, it has flattering proportions, the color patterns relate with their color patterns, the detail, the shapes, the lines. We look at it from an artistic viewpoint, and we help our clients put it all together in a way that just visual harmony. It's really harmonious. So that really helps with confidence when people know that they have that dialed in. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes deep. You've got to, I really have a little problem with some of the TV programs that are makeover programs, because that's putting something on the outside, and you have to go deep from the inside out before it's going to be lasting.
Right. That is absolutely right. Which is why we're all here.
Yes. Yes. Definitely diving deeper into that and understanding confidence. And as you're working with your clients and they're starting to unveil their confidence, what would you say confidence plays in not just style, but even relationships, your career, your family life? Like, how does all of that sort of flow together?
Oh, it's everything. It's absolutely everything. It's like, it's when we work with a client and we see the light bulb go on, they get it. Oh, now I know. Sometimes it takes a number of weeks in your style coaching for people to really be able to articulate and make good choices and put their outfits together. But once they get it, it changes the relationships, it changes their work environment, it changes how they take care of their house, what they do to create a beautiful environment.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is it never goes back. Once they get it, it doesn't go back.
It really changes the kinds of opportunities and people that you attract when you change your image and build that confidence. I know for my own story, I've definitely had multiple transformations in my life. As I stepped into different phases, starting all the way back to middle school, and I was super awkward and insecure and nerdy. I had this sort of butterfly transformation over the summer before high school, and that changed. It changed my life. It changed my confidence. I made more friends. I tried new things. So it really like shifted me, and it made me pay attention that there's a power with our image and our self-image. And later in life, when I was changing careers, I changed a couple times. At one point, I decided to pursue music in Los Angeles, and
She's so gifted.
I'm a singer-songwriter, yes, on the side. I gave myself a makeover and sort of like glam kind of rock star. And it really built my confidence, and it also helped me attract the kind of people to put together my album and my band. And that's just one example. Another time I was in Silicon Valley. I was working in tech and graphic design, and so then I had like these little glasses, this very like professional, kind of look that was totally different. So your image can really transform not only how you feel about yourself, but how other people perceive you and your opportunities. I shared a story as well for Carla when she was in her 60s, brought her to Los Angeles, and her and her husband moved to join us in Los Angeles. And we did a really big makeover,
huge makeover
on her in her 60s. And it was dramatic. If you want to see
Oh.
it, watch my TED Talk, and I show the before and the after and talk about it. Really changed her career.
Oh, it did.
I mean, opportunities, attraction, things just opened up. So it has a big impact. It really does.
How did it feel for you, Carla, when she did the makeover and you started to see the change? And
well, there were two things. I was delighted because I loved what the result was. But it was like, oh, shoot, I'm going to have to glam up. I'm going to have to do a little work here. So I needed to learn some skills. I tend to be kind of in my head. And so Erin's work with me brought me out of my head looking like a little school marm, which I was. Though I had written the book and I had worked with famous people, and but still I looked like a little school marm. And she gave me the tools to have a little bit more glamour, to be really more to step into who I am, actually.
Yeah.
Just a bigger presence than I was projecting. So I'm really grateful. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, it's a lot of work to be glamorous. It's really like more work, you know. And that happens.
It is.
You know, we work with a lot of like, you know, middle-aged and older clients, and many women at this point, you know, feel like, because I'm also 48, and I know, you know, I know what it's like to just feel like, oh, I'm done bothering, you know, like I'm just done. I just want to wash and wear, you know. And a lot of people kind of slide into a just kind of a passive acceptance, or they don't want to bother anymore. But then they're not attracting the kinds of opportunities they want to attract, and they don't feel as beautiful and confident as they want to feel. They actually want to feel useful and relevant and vibrant, but they've stopped, you know, they've stopped trying, or maybe they just don't have the skills, changing hair, changing bodies. So her own story is just evocative of a lot of the women that we work with.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, also, I've always been, I was really always slim, and I had kind of curly hair, and I was always a little bit cute and a little bit, you know, fun. And so I just thought I could carry on my little college cuteness.
Right.
Didn't work.
It doesn't work. For most people, it doesn't work. It's like we can do that in our 20s, maybe our 30s. But you get older and more maintenance is required for, you know, to be perceived as relevant in our culture. Sorry, just the way it is.
That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
So
especially,
it doesn't have to be hard. It just takes a little bit more time.
And practice.
And practice.
You can get it down
So
fast.
every now and then when I do my own makeup, of course she did mine today. When I do my own makeup, I get, oh, you look nice. And I'm going, I made it. Good.
What I hear you guys saying is that it's evolving. You have to evolve.
yes.
You have to evolve in life, but in your style. You actually have to evolve in your style as you grow, and even different places depending on where you work at and just the age you are. It's evolving. And sometimes we don't realize that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's
No,
continuing to reevaluate. You know, Erin, you were saying that you've taken some courses and you go through like every 4 to 5 years is kind of say, okay, who am I? What's going on?
Who am I now? And does like the way I'm putting myself together, does it still represent who I am, my story, how I want to be perceived? What's my next chapter? You know, does the image fit?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not getting stuck or lazy. Having been both.
And that's what we all, and you guys, you know, you ladies help people with. So it's important. It's important because we often need help. We can't, it's hard to do it on our own.
Yes.
You can't do it alone.
No.
Cannot do it alone.
And I think we struggle. Some people struggle to ask for that help, right? It's hard sometimes to say, I don't like what I look like. Like people will struggle to say that. Do you find that with the people you work with and in your own life and experience?
Well, Golly, because of the book that I wrote, that sort of opened the doors for the world to come to me, or to have me come to them, to train how to do what I do, so they can affect lives. So I think it's easier for me, maybe. What do you think?
Generally people come to us when they're hungry or ready. But we do train, Carla specifically trains a lot of experts in this field. And, you know, experts can get stuck in ruts and not even realize it. You know, we all can. So, so it's how do you, you know, just gently and, I don't know, inspire people to
and kindly
take a fresh look. Yeah, kindly take a fresh look.
Right.
And
we are really safe.
We try to be,
In other words, no matter what someone's baggage is, it's okay. Help with that.
Good. That's really good to know.
We're not taking that approach of like, here's all the things that aren't working right now. That's not the approach we're going to take. We're going to start with, here's what's working. Here's what you've got right. You're doing this, 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 and this really well. Now, here's how we can help you improve with these areas, you know? So, yeah,
Right.
we want to make it safe.
Very, very safe. So we love our clients. It's sort of like I have this huge family, and now I have 2 more in you. So there we are.
Yay! We're happy to be a part. So happy to be a part. So we'll end with the very last question and really wrapping it up. You guys have told us about branding. You've told us about style, the power in, you know, your personal image, the power that it brings in confidence and really, you know, walking out this journey called life in being who you're meant to be, being who you're called to be. So to both of you ladies and to our audience, what does it truly mean to own your image?
What does it truly mean? It's that word freedom again. It's the freedom to be.
Yeah.
To be on the path that you were designed to be, to explore, to try different things, to sit back and just wait. It's the freedom to follow your path.
Yes.
I would say.
So for me, I would say I'm like the super pragmatist person, you know, very pragmatic. So I would say it's to own your own image is to be proactive, to invest time and energy and resources to discovering how you want to present yourself. You know, what's the story you want to tell to the world? Because we're all going around telling a visual story.
Yep.
Yes.
Is that serving us? We got to own that. You know, we got to own that story. So, you know, it's really looking at, and we don't always see ourselves objectively. That's why, you know, having help and experts help you draw that out. Who are you? How do you want to be perceived? It takes effort, but it's worth it. It really is worth it. So I would say, you know, just taking ownership by investing time and really taking a look at that.
Good.
Really good.
As everyone, as our clients, and we do that, it affects every relationship. So it affects relationship with friends, with partners, with spouses, with children, and it just keeps going. So it's the furthest thing from being selfish. It's being self-aware.
Ooh, yeah.
And if you're self-aware, you have power.
Yes.
And that's what we're all about, is to help people get to that place.
Yeah. So one of the things we put together for you and your listeners to just have a resource is this list of like top 5 ways that you can take ownership, up level your image right now. You know, and it's sort of like the things that we tell every client. So we just put it into this, you know, special list and a guidebook resource with some visual examples. And so we'd like to just share that with, you know, everyone who's with us and listening as some really practical steps that you can take right now to take ownership, up level. So if you go, we made it available on our website, the Style Core.
Hope you guys are writing all this down.
Yeah, thestylecore.com. And that's STYLECORE, but don't forget thestylecore.com /top 5, TOP, the number 5.
Great.
So go grab that free resource. It's just kind of like some of our top, you know, the 5 top things you can get started on right now to get some benefits of owning your image. So I hope you'll check that out and enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carla and Erin. Can you tell everyone where to find you?
Yes, Instagram, Facebook.
Yes, so you can find us the website I mentioned, thestylecore.com. You can find our Instagram and our Facebook at Stylecore Life. Stylecore Life. So definitely come join our community there, and that's where you'll see like some other resources we have and have mentioned today. So definitely check it out.
Well, also on our website, you can find out more about us and our stories and the visual, you know, you talked about the visual pictures that each of us loves and how that represents really our style, and so you can see on our website how the pictures look like we do.
Yes, and if you want to see like our before and afters, some of our journey that I talked about today, definitely check out the TED Talk, because that you'll get the inside picture of what that transformation looked like. It's fun.
Because everyone can be beautiful, handsome, stunning, striking, effective.
Yes.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Yes.
What we do is help that happen.
Amazing. Well,
Amazing.
thank you, ladies, so
So
very
much.
much. This has been a true honor, a true blessing, a treat.
Yes.
We've learned so much.
So much information.
Yes, I know our listeners have learned a lot. So thank you. And we'll be sure to keep on following you guys. We can't wait to see
We will
what's
follow
coming.
you for sure.
We're already following. We're
Oh,
already,
good.
yeah.
Well,
we're
I
fans.
will.
We're fans, and we're cheering you on. We're so glad you're doing what you're doing, and
Thank you.
the energy and the light that you bring. I can already just feel that from your posts and your prayer call and things that you do.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
So keep up the good work.
Yes,
We're excited
indeed.
to be a part of this larger group of speakers on the summit, and just really excited to watch all of the episodes. It's so great.
Yes, amazing, amazing.
Have a lovely day.
Yes.
All right, you too.
You too, you too.
All right, take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.